verse 3 says what?
It says, "In that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it."
That's right. See, that's why they having all that trouble there. It's written right here as a burden, Jerusalem, because they wasn't supposed to be in the land. They was not supposed to be there. It was forbidden territory. It was a place that you didn't want to go back to. That's why you should understand the history of places that you go. To understand, if you have that much fighting and it's supposed to be the Holy Land, it ain't holy, it's cursed. You got that much fighting? You got that much engagement of physical horror, and you gonna call it the Holy Land? It ain't nothing holy about that. Yahweh God ain't in that land, because what they did, he said they parted the land. They wasn't supposed to touch that land. Did you read it in Obadiah? What did it say again? Read it so you'll know. He says up there where it said Jerusalem, 11. What does it say? And cast what? Lots upon what? Jerusalem. That's what they did. If you go in Joel chapter 3, it says, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and what? Parted my land."
You said Joel what?
Joel chapter 3 verse 2. They parted the land. And the land they was never supposed to go in there. It was supposed to be left alone. And that's why they're having such trouble in that land. And there will never be any peace in that land, because it's not their land. It is a total truth. So the point, and they have scattered. And Yahweh God understood that our brother Esau had a viciousness for us. And Yahweh God said in Psalm 137. That's right. When we read the book, we acquire a knowledge of why things are happening on the earth. Therefore, we stay away from those things. You understand?
Psalm 37 verse 1.
Psalm 137, 7 to 9.
Psalm 137.
Okay? That's why Yahweh said, remember, Yahweh, what? The children of Edom. The children of Edom. What was his name? Esau had two names, Edom and Esau. This is your brother that has taken a dislike to you, a vicious dislike. And therefore, this vicious dislike that he has taken from you, towards you, you have to realize that his whole aim is what? To destroy you. If we go to make this clear, back to Genesis chapter 36, verse 19. Okay? Yeah, Genesis chapter 36, verse 19. What does it say there? Come.
These are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and these are their dukes.
That's right. These are the sons of Esau, who is Edom. So Esau and Edom is the same person. That's right. Remember Yahweh, the children of Edom. Okay? In the day of Jerusalem, who say, race it, even to the foundation thereof. See? They were in cahoots.
Oh yeah.
They say, race it, even to the foundation thereof. And what is his name? And what is his name? Yahweh said, "O daughters of Babylon." See, that's who he is now. Babylon meaning confusion. Who are what? To be destroyed. Didn't Yahweh say in the book of Obadiah that he will be what? Forever. Didn't he say that? He says, "Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us." Hasn't they served us? Oh yes, they have. They have served us. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dash thy little ones against the stone. That's right. That's why he said, your reward, the same thing you've done, is going to return on you. So when we see these things starting to happen, that is the reward. That's why he said in the book of Joel, Yahweh God tells him what he's going to do. And we should be thankful to Yahweh for giving us such a beautiful book. Joel chapter 3. Okay, and he says here, let's start at verse 4. Let's start verse 4.
Ye and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye come recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders.
Yes, see, this is what they've done. And he says, behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them. And I will return your recompense, what? Upon your own head. So this recompense, what Yahweh God is going to do to them. And what did he say he going to do to them? Go to 8. What did he say? Read
And
that.
I will sell your sons and your daughters into the land of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabeans, to a people far off, for Yahweh has spoken it.
That's right. And what does he say to do what?
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles.
Proclaim this. Tell them. What? Prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathens be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I set to judge all the heathens round about. See, this is the valley of Jehoshaphat is what? The judgment that Yahweh is bringing them all together. All together. You understand? So what does he say? Go over to 19.
Egypt shall be a desolation, and desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed. For the Aliyah dwelleth into Zion.
That's right. So Yahweh God It said, Egypt shall be a desolation. Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against what? The children of Judah. I mean, man, he said the violence. Then he said violence. For the violence, shame shall cover you. This has been violent. He didn't say nothing about slavery. He said the violence was so hideous because this is my brother. This ain't a stranger. This is my brother. And my brother has had no pity on me. My brother has seen it right in his heart to slay me. My brother Esau hates me. He hates me. He has no pity on me. All he thinks about is how he can get rid of me and what he can do. As it said, they have cast off all pity. They don't have no recollection. They don't care nothing about you. You understand what I'm saying? And therefore, because they don't care about you, you don't have no day in your life that you shouldn't pray and ask your God, Yahweh God, to deliver you and help you, because sister and brothers, they hate us. They hate you. And for you to stop praying to Yahweh God, you're crazy, because they're going to wipe us out if we don't. We can't form an army. Our army and our weapon is in keeping of the commandments of Yahweh and to serve Yahweh God. Without that, we're lost. Yahweh God, we're going to be totally destroyed. And we have to pray and ask Yahweh for guidance. Ask Yahweh for the help, because without him, we would fall by the wayside. And I want you to know that for sure, because without him, we're nothing. And therefore, in the book of Amos chapter 1, Amos chapter 1. That's right.
Okay. It says, the words of Amos, who was among the...
Amos chapter 1, verse 11.
Thus saith Yahweh, for three transgressions of Edom, and for four, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. But he did because he did pursue
his who? His brother, not a stranger, his brother. Go on.
With the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
That's right, forever. And it wasn't a stranger that he had this perpetual hatred. Nah. He has a perpetual hatred for you. And you should know that he hates you. And therefore you should know that your salvation of deliverance only comes by one person. That Yahweh will have mercy on you. Because you ain't getting out of this. If Yahweh don't help you, you will perish. There's no question. Because that's how much hate he has. He said he's cast off all pity. He'll have no pity on you. So when you go and vote for him, and you notice that the people are still in the circumstances, and he lobbies and tell you every abominable, nasty thing about yourself, and that he degrades you in every possible way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying to you is that you have to realize this is the punishment of your brother, Esau, because Esau hates you. And therefore, and one of the things you'll find out, if you stand before Esau and tell him, say, Esau, you hate me, Esau get mad. Esau is mad. Because see, Esau cannot clean the land that he has defiled. Because when they were murdering you, He did not punish them. Let's go to Numbers. Let's go to Numbers. Numbers 35, chapter 35. Let's start at 29 and read. Let's read 29. Go ahead. 29.
So these things shall be for a statute of judgment unto you throughout your generations into all your dwellings. Whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death. And ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is filled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the lands, and the lands cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
That's what he said. Now see, let's read it again. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for the blood, it defiles the land. The blood. And the land cannot be clean of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that sheddeth it. In other words, the slaughtering of the black, the slaughtering of the American Indians, that blood was never cleaned up, because the blood of those that shed it, their blood must be shed. And it said, defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell. For I, Yahweh, dwell among my son Israel. And when we go back, it says, so these things shall be for a statute of judgment. This is how you should make a judgment unto you throughout your generation and all your dwellings. Whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. He says, there had to be multiple witnesses, but if you, not by one. Okay? He says, moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer. Why it said murder when it said thou shalt not kill? But they got murderer down here. Okay? Which is guilty of death. But he shall be surely put to death. You know, when you know he's done it, put him to death. You understand? It says, don't have no pity on him, and ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is flee to the city of his refuge. You understand? Because they had cities where you could go and where you couldn't. There was what they call a city of refuge. And they would flee there. And he said, man, that is, once you know he's a murderer, you go get him. That he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest. See, once the high priest died, they could come back in the land. You understand what I'm saying? So he would go into the place of refuge. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for the blood, it defiles the land. So America is defiled. And any other place that, it will be dealt with. And that's what Yahweh would say. He said the inhabitants The earth is defiled under the inhabitants because they have shed innocent blood. They have plotted and schemed and murdered ruthlessly with no cause to do that. You mean you gonna go into Jerusalem and just murder those people? And you come from another land? That defiles the land. How could you read this book and you think it gives you a right to commit such an act of murder and call it the Holy Land? You don't want to be in there when Yahweh, and Yahweh wants us to read these things, because by us reading it, we turn the wheels of justice, that the judgment that we might get, that has been written, that we might get that which has been written for our salvation. That the judgment might be executed. We mustn't play. When we hold this book called the Torah, we're asking Yahweh not for unrighteous revenge, but that things be set back in their place, because there's been a movement in the earth that ain't been right. And because it says, why is it done? Because punishment is not expedient, but the defilement of the land is defiled. And Yahweh said that. He told us, you don't lie with men, you don't lie with animals, you don't do these things because they defile the land. But because you don't see an immediate result, you say everything's all right. Nothing is all right when you've been told what is right. You knew, what is it, we was looking at the tape where they had in the, they had it on there that it was all right that you have sex with a little boy or a little girl. And it was in the what? The Talmud. It wasn't in the Torah. Why would you write something as wrong as that unless you have an appetite for that to make it right? That's why he said they have a reprobating mind to do that which is wrong, to what? Come to a decision.
That was written where?
In
the Talmud.
That's right.
Talmud.
Oh yeah, the Talmud.
So-called Jews.
That's right. But anyway, you need to look that up. But I'm just saying to you, Yahweh God be with us. May the Spirit of our God bless us and keep us. And may we love Yahweh God with all our mind, with all our body, with all our might. L'Shabbata, Atniga, Makwarosha, Yahweh, Makabada, Yatisra, Samawaka, Yatisra, Shalawama, Ya, Baka, Atakawa, Ayahawa, Ataya, Kaya, Ayaha, Yahweh, Tiswara, Abayama, Yahweh, Allahayama, Allahayama, May Yahweh bless us and keep us forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.